What is going on, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. We're about to get into everything that just happened over the weekend. So, stick around. We'll be right back right after this. Remember, nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else on the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. With that out of the way, of course, we make sure to back up everything on this show. So if you're new here, remember, you can always go to marfooglenews.com. In fact, we back up every single article, tweet, video, document that we show you here on our website. When you go there, it's very easy to navigate. You just look for today's thumbnail. This could save the world. Of course, that is the picture of a Chinese rocket that apparently has a kinetic impactor. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. But then, of course, when you go here, you'll click on it and you'll see all of the links. So we do a bibliography of sorts so you know exactly where your information is coming from. If we give our own opinion or if we tell you something that we got from, say, our Foogle family or one of our many military members, then we will make sure to clarify so then you know exactly where it's coming from. And if we can't tell you where it's coming from, then we'll make sure to clarify that as well. Thank you, Michael Burrell, Jerry Forcum, Terry Tomaj, and Batman for subscribing just now. I appreciate you, and welcome to the Foogle fam. On the right side of this website, again, it's very important that if you do want to support us, you can go over to the right side. There are all of our affiliates, including EMP Shield, which right now, I believe yesterday was supposed to be the last day, but they extended it for some of the people in the Foogle fam of the Mission America. I'm not quite sure if they're going to go longer with that. It was going to go till the 4th. So make sure to go do that. It's an additional $30 off, so that means an $80 plus discount on EMP Shield. All right, and then let's bring in Dex. Dex is my co-host and my internet brother. How are you doing today, and what's going on, Dex?
Well, hello, Adam, and hello, Foogle fam. I'm doing just fine.
So we've got a couple stories here that are fresh out. I want to thank everybody that has already popped in, by the way. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate that. That is really, really awesome of you. So getting right into it, Newark airport emergency sparks evacuation with passengers seen screaming and running. Apparently this scene was pretty crazy. It says an emergency at Newark airport sparked an evacuation with passengers reportedly being seen screaming and running from the buildings. Reports initially emerged that Terminal C was evacuated just after 10:30 a.m. However, 30 minutes later, the airport was up and running as normal. So what the heck happened here? It says that one person has been taken into custody after following a security breach at the airport. The airport quickly took to Twitter to confirm that the incident was, quote, under control, adding that a customer had exited through a security door. So, Dex, again, so are they saying that people were screaming and running because someone went out that do not exit door, or alarm will sound?
I've been in many airports, and when those doors open, like an alarm goes off. But I've been in enough airports in my time that happens quite frequently. Not necessarily that people just randomly go out the wrong doors, but I've even seen, the people that are working there open the door and accidentally set the alarm off and have to put a code in. So I would be shocked that just that alone, the sound of that little door making the roo sound, is going to cause everybody to start panicking and running out of an airport. I imagine there was something a little more to it than that, but this is what they're telling us.
Well, and are they talking about a door like we would see at like Target or any place that has an emergency exit that I'm sure most people have seen that. If somebody opens it or, open and it just has that little kind of alarm. If that wouldn't cause people screaming and running, there would have to be something additional. That's just my opinion, I guess, though. I don't know. And then, wait, hold up. Amber B. Subaru WRX just popped in with a old Foogle saying, says, don't kick the cat. Pray for Weed, California, and Lakehead, California's fire area. There are gnarly fires near me. Amber B, Subaru WRX, thank you for the support, but also more so, make sure to get some video of that. If you can see it from where you are, or if it comes closer, of course, be safe. Get out of there if you have to. But if you do get good footage, let us know. We will show it. I think that the fire season this year, I really hope it's not as bad as last year, but I do have a feeling that they're going to really push it into our brains that everything is going to be different from now on. Last year, we had such bad smoke that you could not see in front of you 20 feet ahead. It was like the worst fog you've ever seen, and if you've ever been, sometimes you have a once-in-a-lifetime fog that comes in that you've seen, and it's just you cannot see a foot in front of you. Most people have experienced it in some way, if it's in snow or in some sort of foggy situation. This was what it was like all over Washington and Oregon. It was so bad that they closed places because they didn't have proper filtration. It was dangerous. It was like you were breathing in, like you were standing above a fire that was burning like batteries. It was disgusting. So fire season this year, of course, I am really, really worried about my friends in California. I've got a lot of them down there, including like BOD and Shan. I hope you guys are going to be okay. All right, and then it says images from the scene showed people standing on the side of the street after reportedly being told to leave the building. Terminal C evacuated just as I was about to head through TSA, one traveler claimed. People screaming, running, falling down steps. Some people were mid-check-in and barefoot outside, and are barefoot outside. I don't know. Oh, okay, I get that.
Taking their shoes off, going through security, right?
For the TSA.
So this makes sense in some regards. If they made an announcement to evacuate the building, then I can imagine if you're in there and somebody says get out, you're going to be a little panicked about why would we have to evacuate a building, right? So, but why would you evacuate a building just because a door goes off? That's kind of interesting.
Well, also, you could have staff members that overreact too because they hear that alarm. They might know for a fact that somebody came in the wrong door. Maybe somebody's bringing in something that's not cleared through TSA. They're thinking somebody has a bang coming in. I don't know what actually happened there, but I would say for customer relations and not scaring people, they might tell us something different happened that what really happened. I don't know.
Oh, and the last line in this article too. It says other reports claim that someone shouted "run" before hiding behind a crew desk. So that's kind of interesting.
Well, and there's the whole thing where if you see a bunch of people running, do you sit there and go, well, what's going on? Most people end up running too. What was funny, just probably 3 or 4 months ago, I was in a Walmart, and at midnight exactly, there was or I think it was at 11. It was like an hour before they closed, and there was a huge alert. It was an alarm, and everybody started looking at each other, and then one person started running towards the door, and everybody started freaking out, and then people started like walking fast, and as it kept going on, there were a couple staff members that did not know what it was, and everybody started bolting for the door. Within 20 seconds, a different staff member said, oh, that's normal. They're doing construction. It's happened every night. It's not a big deal. And then everybody instantly went from panic and running to, oh, I feel stupid because that made me run and panic. I actually got video of that on my cell phone because I ended up asking a couple staff members. I'm like, that happens every night? It's not like a normal alarm. It was the entire store. It was like an emergency alarm, like something you hear. I don't know if they do that at all Walmarts. Maybe it is an alarm that is for, events. If something's happened or somebody comes in with a bang bang, they do that alarm and everybody gets out. So maybe they practice it kind of like they do a tsunami warning, siren. But it was the scariest thing ever because that is unlike an alarm I've ever heard. It's so ear-piercing that you can't, avoid it. It's not like something in the back of the store. It's the whole store, and it's ear-piercing. It was literally the thing that got me though is the two employees that were, acting like they didn't know what it was. And then you start going, okay, what the hell's going on? Especially with all of the events that have happened in different Walmarts. You don't know if you're going to be a part of the next Fantastic Freddy. Anyways, going over to the chat, I want to thank everybody over on DLive. Thank you, Kelly2334. Thank you and Lisa K for being here almost every show. I really appreciate your support. I know Dex does as well. Susan loves Huskies. Scooby-Doo Do-Right, you are here as well. It's very awesome to have you guys here every show. Cutthroat Mom, Miss Me V2. We have, of course, Bobby D, Sandra in Texas here. Life with Joni Cox. That's actually a newer name. I'm not so familiar with that. Serenity PA, DFW Jackie, Bobby D, thank you. And another one, Corp, thank you for stopping in. And Pisces, I appreciate you. And Recalcitrant, you guys, thank you so much for popping in. Over 2,000 over on YouTube already. I really, really appreciate all of your attendance here. And then how 23 giant Chinese rockets could save the world from doomsday asteroid. I have talked about a lot of these different kinetic impactors and the stuff that they have talked about over the last 3 years. You guys most likely, if you're not new, know my opinion on this. I have seen a lot of weird stuff going on, and I'm still not 100% on what is actually happening, whether we're going to be told that an asteroid's going to hit and blast things out of the water, or if we are actually waiting for something big to hit. There's many reasons I think this. I don't want to repeat all of them, but again, we're doing things like basically setting up many Noah's Arks of DNA and samples to the moon and burying stuff in mountains. We have tons and tons of instances where all of the governments of the world are working on asteroid defense. You have weird instances with, of course, telescopes, the world's hugest telescopes, all shutting down. Weird instances with, of course, staff members there being taken off of social media, even though they're not saying anything, right, left, anything. There have been a couple of those that were very questionable over the last 3 or 4 months. And then you, of course, have the making of the Space Force, the making of Asgardia. If you don't know what Asgardia, look that up. Government in space that they're actually dotting their I's and peeing their Q's. I think I messed that one up. But they're basically making it official and actually doing a real government on top of like a buy a star and get a plaque type thing with Asgardia. There are real elites that are doing the actual requirements to start a government and a community and an entire kind of independent state in space. So something is going on there. I know that there's a chunk of people that don't believe in anything outside of the planet, and I would say to you, what the hell are they doing then? I don't know the answer either. And then of course Elon Musk, everything that is going on. Elon Musk, of course, I told you that he was there for part of the asteroid defense, which, again, if you are somebody who thinks that all of the countries are working together and they're not really, even if they get in a conflict, it's all for show, then I would say that then the asteroid is actually more of a thing because maybe they're all working together against that, and maybe there's something else coming. If they're looking up at the sky this whole time, and they're finding just countless NEOs. We've seen however many pass by us. We've seen some that we said, we'll pass right by. They ended up coming in. And reports of asteroids coming in have quadrupled just in the last 4 years. So each time we've had more sightings. I saw somebody comment and say, well, that's because more people have cell phones. No. In the last 4 years, people have had cell phones with cameras everyone has had a cell phone for at least 10 years. And everyone has taken pictures and did all that. We had the social media buzz in 2012 was, when it was really going crazy with lots of pictures and Instagram and all that. So, there's all sorts of reasons why I believe if they did find one, they wouldn't tell us. It's just government 101. They're not going to tell us and panic us and say, hey, there's something heading for us. I have spoken, Dex and I vetted a person that basically audits government contracts or audits the finances and audits the kind of things that get paid for the government, and things crossed their desk that said that they were putting a ton of money into debris cleanup for something regarding a Class 2 gas giant. So whatever the heck that is, I think that is, I believe that person we did our due diligence, and this person is in a very respectable position. And again, I think that will actually come out, that all of us will be able to end up backing that up one day. So what the hell are they preparing for? And why are all of the countries now trying to get to the moon and get to the Mars? Again, Elon Musk going to Mars, all of this stuff in just a short period of time. Well, these kinetic impactors apparently are made in China. It says, and no jokes here, this savior role is unexpected given these are the same machines seen as a threat by many, including the United States. Just weeks ago, the main 20-ton section from a new government-funded study says China can launch 23 Long March 5 CZ-5 rockets, the largest in its fleet, weighing almost 900 tons on takeoff, to break up the rocky objects in our solar system. Some asteroids are as small as pebbles, but others are hundreds of kilometers across. An asteroid about 500 meters, about 1,600 feet wide, could kill millions. Although the chance of one colliding with Earth is currently low, there is to change the course of a giant asteroid hurtling towards us at terrifying speeds. A lot of kinetic energy would be needed. Kinetic energy meaning it would physically pound into it. It says nuclear weapons might do the job, but such a blast could break the target into several threatening chunks, and then they all come at us. We've seen it in every movie where they blow up the big one, and then the big one turns into multiple small ones, and basically bigger area is screwed. It says in their proposal, the Space Center team suggested launching 23 CZ-5 rockets from various sites across China at the same time. It says the spacecraft would travel to almost 3 years to reach their target. On top of each rocket would be a deflector, a device designed to avoid breaking up the asteroid. Each rocket would hit the asteroid one after another by way of a gentle nudge. It says China successfully launches the Shenzhou that's separate. This would only change the course of a Bennu-sized asteroid slightly, but enough to make it pass safely at a distance of about 1.4 times the radius of Earth and save some cities from annihilation, according to Lee's calculations. So why are they doing this? And are they physically launching these things when they eventually get this done? Are they launching them? And we're going to watch... if we watch where they, end up saying, hey, we're launching these 5 rockets as a test, what if it's not a test? The time frame is about right.
Can you imagine the pucker factor over at NORAD if 23 monster rockets launch at the same time out of China?
I don't know. I mean, do you think, are they going to really, so let me ask you this. Are they saying that this would be the plan, or are they going to test it on a test asteroid, and will we actually see 23? Why 23?
Well, I guess that's what they need. They need 20. Their proposal plan is to use 23 because they have to hit it 23? Over and over again, right?
It sounds like they're looking at a specific size.
Yeah.
Why 23?
And these are this is their biggest rocket that they make. The biggest. It's the one that came hurtling down that everybody was afraid where it was going to land, right?
I'm the more and more stuff that comes out, it's like, it's almost like there's it's like the negative space is there, and we can see everything around it, and we see this negative space like it has an invisibility cloak. It's like what is really going on in the world is under this invisibility cloak, and we can see the results and the aftermath and all of the reactions to it, but we can't see the actual item there. Because that's what a cover-up is. They put a blanket over it and they say this isn't happening. My personal opinion, and it might get punched in my face later on, I think they know about something. I think they know. I think they've been looking for so long, and the number. I mean, just every week we get 1 or 2 objects the size of the Space Needle or objects the size of the Empire State Building passing by. What are the odds that in just 1 year we have, hundreds of these things pass by? What are the odds that one wouldn't be coming? I mean, it seems, no pun intended, astronomical that something wouldn't have a date of impact. Look at our moon. Look at any other place, right? When I say these things, I feel the FE Earth community just rolling over in their pre-dug graves. But you know what I mean. And again, for that community, it's like, well, then what is going to hit us? If they're doing all this stuff behind the scenes, then what is really going on? I don't know. And Cindy Smith, thank you so much for your support today. I appreciate that. You can always write something and say something to me. I get to know you guys through a lot of your chat. And then Kim Schaefer, thank you, Adam and Dex, for keeping us in the know. Gina W., thank you so much for your support. Melissa Alonzo, thank you as well. I appreciate your support today. And LJ Angulo, I appreciate your generous support for our channel. We are truly independent. We do not have a multi-channel network. You guys are our backbone. And then Zippy Moons says, I can't connect via D-Live. Since I'm here, don't make Marf say it. Hit that like button and comment. To my D-Live crew, Lemon War. Zippy Moons, thank you. And thank you for being such a loyal Foogle fan member. Mean Dean, you and Dex are awesome. Oh, everyone remember, we the people. The government does not always have our best interests in mind. That is correct. And then it's crazy. I live in Mount Shasta, and it looks like it's exploding. No joke. It's called the Lava Fire 2, says Amber Beast Subaru WRX. In Mount Shasta. Huh. I would love to see pictures or video. And then Steve, One Cart, Michael Burrell, and, of course, Gary, thank you so much for subscribing just now. Lots of new people, KJ Exclusive, thank you as well for subscribing, and everyone else that has just joined us. By the way, we just hit over, Dex, I don't know if you noticed, but we hit over 155,000. We just celebrated 150 last week, so thank you. I'm just feeling extremely blessed to have all of you here. Thank you so much. I can't say enough thank yous for everyone that's here. All right.
Totally agree. It's fantastic.
Now, here is a crazy, this is related to what happened in Florida. This is a video that was posted up onto Twitter and other platforms, and essentially, Thomas here says that this is a close-up of a video that just emerged from TikTok user Adrian Nanita Castellarillo, taken of the garage ramp from the hotel access, the street, the north, several minutes before the collapse. Which seems to show a column which has failed and debris from the surrounding first floor slab. So if you don't know about what happened in Florida, of course, everything went kaboom, boom, boom. And then, of course, this is just minutes before that. So let me show you full screen here.
Adam, while you're pulling that up, I did get to watch an interview with these people on the news video. And they said the reason they were taking this video is because they got out of a pool because they heard this large, or not, they didn't know if they heard a noise as much as they felt the ground shake, right? And so they got out and they were worried, and then they went over and saw this.
Now I'm going to move myself here out of the way because I do need to be here because this is a reaction video, folks. Let's see here. So, okay. Just don't work. Yeah, that's fine. Move that. Okay. All right, so you can see the water coming down right here, and it's on a loop here. That white line is actually water coming down, and then it looks like there is a column that's down next to the white and the yellow one. They're looking at the building, obviously, with some sort of, expectation. They keep looking up and looking down. So there's a lot of different kind of smaller videos that are coming out that I think that all of these kind of piece together a bigger picture, right, of what happened and the minutes before. Some people I saw on Twitter said like, oh, who cares? I don't care about this. I actually do care. I think that this is pretty messed up. There was probably innocent people in that building that, perished. And it's like, this is pretty horrid. I hope that the actual justice gets pulled out for this event. I really do. On top of that, I saw some weird names that have just been announced by the Miami-Dade police come out. Specifically on 7/2, 3 days ago, there was a name that popped up, and I thought I was just wondering if it was related to anybody that just recently, disappeared off the face of the planet. Some weird stuff. But anyways, this video and more will be available on the website, marfooglenews.com. And anything else that we show you here, we have a source and a video or a tweet or a document. It's all going to be there. So you can go right there and see everything here, including this video, which is actually right there embedded. So, Dex, what do you think about as far as... what do you see in that video? Because it's kind of hard.
Well, obviously something broke the water pipe, right? Something's causing the water to break, and it looks like some sort of debris in the background. So something is broken there. And obviously, people don't just randomly take a picture of a building, right? You don't just,
I thought that was weird.
All of a sudden I'm going to do that. Well, they explained why. They said they felt the ground shake. Everybody was sort of nervous, and they were in the hotel across the street, and they got up and got out of the pool area and ran or went to their place, and that's when they started to film this because they saw that and they're like, that doesn't look right.
So Dex, do you remember just on our last show we talked about how they were talking about demolishing it instantly? It's demolished. It's gone. They got rid of the rest.
Yeah, they did take down the rest. Yeah,
isn't that kind of fast?
It's pretty quick.
I was pretty surprised to see that it's already completely demolished, and that I guess that means they gave up on the recovery efforts. But also,
well, they said they're doing recovery now again after they took that one down. It just seemed odd because they cleaned up in a hurry. It seemed like they were able to clean up everything, and then demolish, and then now, but they're still doing recovery. It's kind of odd the way it works, and I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not an engineer. I haven't, I don't know what it's like to deal with that, but it does seem strange.
You would think that would be like a crime scene, that they would have to go in there with specialized equipment to go to each floor, maybe look at the part that was still standing. Obviously, you can't walk up in there, so maybe have a crane or something go to different parts or brace it up somehow temporarily so you could go and look and say, well, here's the rest of the building. The rest of the building is in this condition. How did this happen? How did it just go whoosh? Like it was nothing. Just, free fall. It is a very scary thing. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that still want answers, especially the families of the people inside of that building, especially those family members that were not involved in anything, So let's see here. Oh, and then this is pretty amazing. So over the 4th of July, which, by the way, happy 4th of July. I hope everybody had a really good time yesterday. I hope everybody has their fingers and their limbs. Almost every year I've gotten comments for the last 3 years. They know somebody that hurt themselves, or they blew off their hand or their fingers or something. I hope that didn't happen this year. Was really praying that no one perished because of it. Apparently some people did over this last 4th of July. That's a really horrible thing to happen, it's to lose somebody you love because of a holiday where we're celebrating and happy. That leaves an anniversary that would, definitely put a dampen on everyone from here on out. It says a neighborhood runs for cover as a U-Haul full of fireworks explodes, Ohio video shows. It says that the video taken from the front porch of a nearby home shows neighbors setting off fireworks in the street, people of all ages clustered together outside, and sudden chaos as the truck catches fire and its cargo ignites. Again, this video has some language, so I'm not going to play the sound here, and I'm going to play some of this, but again, pretty crazy stuff here. Just to show you what it was like before here, let me hold on. I want to point out this one gentleman who's just literally standing there and watching it. You can see him here in this frame. I swear, and this frame that I just picked, I swear it looks like he's literally drinking a beer. Like he's mid-sip like this. He's like, this is Dale from king of the hill, just sitting there watching this go off. I mean, he's in close proximity, too. Look at this guy. What a freaking nut. Look at this guy. Okay, sorry. Just wanted to point that out. Why are you still sitting there? You have a house right there. Not the person filming, but I want to say that there's a child right here. Did you see the spark that just went under the child? Dex, did you see that? Am I right? Is that a child?
Wow, that is.
Oh my gosh, I just realized this building right here is all boarded up. So she couldn't go inside. In fact, she couldn't go anywhere. This is a boarded up abandoned house, it looks like. Or a typical house in some parts of Ohio, I guess. Incredible footage. You can watch the full video and more on marfooglenews.com. You can see she's kind of covered and hovered over. The great thing is she got on top, but you could see a firework go under the kid, and she kind of moves the kid to the side. You don't expect to, play hero just watching fireworks, but all of a sudden things can change. This is why people need to be careful, and this is why also you need to store your fireworks properly. I don't know what happened with this U-Haul, but I'm sure, they'll find out after investigation. Very scary stuff. Poor mom had to step over her kid. I was thinking, why is she not walking in that house? But if you look, the house looks run down, and it's got a plywood over the door. So this person had, probably after a minute there, she had to go. She said, I got to find a spot to go.
Yeah, and this video, for the fam, this video is a lot longer. There's a lot more to watch. And it takes a while for the fire department to come out, and that eruption just keeps going off. So go take a look. It's in the article.
It's almost
website, so
4 minutes long.
No, that's longer than that. That's our cut.
Oh, that's just our cut.
that was just shortening it down so we didn't have to skim through it the whole thing. Yeah, it's a lot longer.
You can see some of the screenshots here. This is after 2 minutes of just solid explosions. I mean, look at that. Okay, I will show a screenshot here. So you can actually see the U-Haul in question sitting there with the door open. So I don't know if they had like a tent that was selling fireworks under here. It looks like a neighborhood. I don't know. If somebody knows, or, if somebody like Ohio Gravy is out there, Foogle fam, longtime Foogle fam, if somebody from Ohio knows exactly what happened here, let me know. Was this U-Haul selling stuff, or did they just have a ton of explosives in there, or was this their personal stash that they were putting something on for the neighborhood? Absolutely nuts. Lisa
One
Maria,
heck of a block party, right?
Yeah, yeah. Now, this is the kind of block it looks like, and even looking at a couple of the others in the shots, it looks like one of those blocks that I've seen a lot on these makeover shows where they actually buy a whole block of kind of abandoned and rundown houses and then revamp them, one block at a time. This looks like it. There's a lot of really downtrodden places in Ohio. I think it's in the top 10 least expensive places to live because of kind of all the businesses and things that went out of Ohio. They kind of left them high and dry. So, yeah, I've got family in Columbus and, Dayton. So there's pretty horrible stuff going on. EOD Vet, thank you, says, fireworks can be quite bad. In my top 3 most dangerous situation, LA County Bomb Squad had a bad incident last week as well. I saw that. That was, I think, 17 injured. EOD Vet, thank you for your support. And then Lisa Maria says, I swear I'm at conflict with my phone's notifications when y'all go live. I finally caught up again. Sorry for the echo. I finally caught up again. Hope Dex had fun at the wedding. Yeah, Dex, did you have fun at the wedding, by the way? I'm sure you had a great time.
Yes, and it was one of the family members in the wedding was Mexican, so the entire wedding was a Mexican wedding, so it was so much fun.
My gosh,
it's so much better than an American wedding. I got to tell you.
Let me ask you, how long did it go all night till 4 a.m?
Yeah, it was till I think they kept it till at least 2 a.m. for sure.
When I was in Mexico in Bucerias, it was Sayulita that had the party. It was one of these villages that at the time, this is 20 years ago, so there were guards with, M16s at every corner of the entrance of the town, and they were basically protecting against cartels so they could make this a little touristy area. And it was just at the beginning of when they started, bringing tourists into this area. So all of the beautiful houses, my aunt had a house that was on a cliff that was 100-foot tall. This house was like $250 a week. Now it goes for like $4,000 a week because now they put like a Senior Frogs nearby, and they basically, now it's all known about. But at this time it was very hidden. They had this was a place where everything was closed for an hour a day for siesta, and you couldn't buy anything until everybody was done with their nap. But they had we just happened to come when there was a party there, and it went all night. I was 14, and you had just, everybody was having fun. They had a basketball court turned into a party. They had carts just full of drinks and beers, and they just handed them out. I was 14, and actually I was handed a beer right off the bat, and yes, I did drink it. It was just like a totally different feeling. The Mexican parties are just so amazing. Lived in South Park for a while. Those were absolutely amazing. I actually love the Mexican culture. I just so much stuff is going on right now. It's insane. All right, and Brian Carlton, Wormwood is coming. Yeah, that's definitely there. And the Anna's Lily mom. Thank you, and thank you. I hope that was not a mistake. Anna Lily's mom. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for supporting independent. Again, thank you for going above and beyond. Let's see here. And then Brian Carlton, Marcella Elacon says, America took God out. Now disaster is coming. It's biblical. I believe that. Marcella Elacon. And then Pradeep Das, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you. And as far as Brian's comment says, Wormwood is coming, I think it is pretty wild. And in fact, I would point you to Jacob Israel's recent video about how they admit that there's a planet-sized asteroid or comet coming our way. Planet-sized. I think he did a really good job of talking about it and covering that. And then we have the moment student captures, and let me fix this from the last one. Hold on. There we go. The moment student captures large UFO hovering over Devon seafront at night for 10 seconds. First off, I do want to remind you, if you have not already, I would highly go over and check out EMP Shield. They had their Mission America sale. For this time being, as of the making of this video, they actually still have it going on. I believe it was supposed to end yesterday, and they have extended it for a unknown amount of time. They usually extend it maybe a day or two if there's enough people that missed it. Go to marfooglenews.com/EMP. You can actually protect either your car, your generator, your house. There's multiple devices for different things. You can even protect your solar system from all three phases of an EMP, E1, E2, and E3. Again, this also protects against the natural kinds, CMEs. This is something that the government and, of course, the local military around wherever you are is preparing for. Why are we not? Again, you will get an additional $30 off from the Mission America. They really actually care about everybody. They care about everybody to the point where they will help people that can't afford their product figure out other ways to protect their stuff. This is the kind of company they are. It's 100% American-made. It's veteran-owned business. And again, if one of these happens, you want to be able to get to where you're going. You want to be able to turn on your generator. You want to be able to have your devices not fried by multiple EMPs coming our way. If EMP does happen, it will happen in pulses. And they say upwards of 90% of us could perish in an EMP event. That wouldn't be an issue if all of us had these. That's why they are doing Mission America. So you get an additional $30 off, which means with the Foogle Fam discount that you always get, we're grandfathered in, you can combine those. Normally you can't combine sales like this. So now it's $80 plus on each device on multiple. So remember to go over there, marfooglenews.com/EMP. Might be your last chance for the Mission America. All right, thank you. And Dex, I'm going to go into the next one here. We've got China prepares, we've got this video here. Never mind. What do you think about this UFO here?
Wow. I've not seen that light formation myself. That seems rather interesting. It's captured in these photos here. It's really a unique setup.
Well, could it be depth perception, like it's 3 planes all beside? Or is it out of focus? Is this 3 headlights on a plane, and then this is on the top of the reflection of something? I'm always kind of skeptical about these kind of videos because you don't know, you don't see it with yourself. But that's super bright. 4 lights like that. That's kind of wild. It looks like a paw. So I'll just read what they said about it. It says, Matthew from Tidmouth, Devon said, I couldn't help but see it. My kitchen window gives a great view of the sea, so when I came across the horizon, it wasn't moving like a plane would. It was moving a lot slower and went up and down for a bit before hovering a good 10 seconds. It stayed in one spot long enough for me to pull out my phone and get those snaps. Then it quickly zoomed off at some speed, and I couldn't see it anymore. So the problem with these, though, is that if it is taken with a phone, you don't know what kind of phone. You don't know the quality of the phone. You don't know if he had it in pro mode and maybe had it purposely, blurry. But also, it's a small sensor, so it could make things look like, they're actually not. I am very, skeptical about any video that I haven't taken myself. And, I just know that the videos I've taken myself, I show other people and they're like, well, that doesn't look like anything. Some things you just have to see in person. I'm a believer that there is definitely something flying up there that is technology that we don't have, at least public right now. Because I've seen things that have done things way back in the 90s that have done things that are physically impossible by anything we have in today's standard. Around the, not Hale-Bopp, I wonder if it was Halley's, whichever comet came last. So I believe it was Halley's after Hale-Bopp. But the comet that came second, that one I was a small child for. I was probably 6 or 7 or 8. I can't remember. But what I can remember is I saw a triangle that went twisted and just, chew. I mean, it to this day, it was my first real UFO sighting, and I remember the actual action of it like it was yesterday. And once you've seen something like that, you can't unsee it. There is no somebody can't debate you out of believing that there's something going on up there because you've seen it with your own eyes. And it's not like I was drunk or high or anything. I was like 8 years old. So, you can't tell me that there's not stuff going on. What about you? What is your opinion on it? Do you believe in UFOs, fallen angels? Do you believe there is something up there going on? In fact, tell me in the comments below. If you're on YouTube and you're watching a replay, I appreciate that you're here, and I really do appreciate you watching the next day or whenever you get time to. And big shout out to everybody that's listening in a warehouse or in their truck drive to work. Listening as a podcast. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Kelly2334, thank you, and thank you. Same with Lisa K and M. Menching. Thank you for your continued support of the channel. McAfee had a condo there with others. Defrustrated, can you prove that? Because I would love to see that. Kelly2334, Bear Claws, Gas Electric. Dixie Doe. And by the way, I'm not calling you a liar. I would love to, if you have anything, I would love to put that on our site. Miss Jammer 1, thank you for gifting a badge to Island by the Sea. We have, of course, Roaming Wolf. M. Menching did a diamond, says 14 months on D-Live, 3 years in the Foogle family. That is amazing. Thank you so much. And it's crazy. I can't believe we've been over on D-Live for over a year. If you haven't joined us over there, please do. There will be D-Live only shows that basically we could not do over on the tube. Serenity PA and Heaven's Calling, DFW Jackie. They've moved the elite of our planet. Boom, gone, says D Frustrated. And then Deep State of Mind, Carrie Ray is here. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. So do you think that this was a UFO, or do you think this was just a camera trick or a camera mistake? Or was it the reflection of this bright light down here? Just saying. All right, and Jimbo, appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see here. Dex, U.S. allies want more drills aimed at detecting Russian and Chinese submarines. Isn't this exactly what we've been saying for the last 2 years? Specifically, talking about how they can sneak through right into the Puget Sound and other places that they've already done. Why don't we have this kind of detection?
Well, yeah, you would think we would have more capability, and it sounds like they want more. And it's very clear that we're going to be seeing more drills. But you know, it's kind of crazy to say more drills because it seems like we've had more drills now than we've ever been reporting. It was like even the last 2 weeks we've reported 3 different rounds of drill, maybe 4 different rounds of drills over the course of like a 10-day period, all across the globe. So calling for more is going to be more chances, I guess, of sparking off something.
So why do you guys think that we need more drills to detect this? Put it in the chat. I'll actually pop it up on screen so other people can see your views. I think it's really weird. We've already had so many drills, like Dex said, and now they want more. Why aren't they saying, hey, we want more technology to detect them? Why do we need more drills? It seems like this is a good excuse for them to get military mobilized. But that's just my opinion. What's yours? And then let's see here. I'll make this bigger here. With 3,500 or just about over on YouTube, thank you, and thank you for all showing up. Dex, actually, how many people do we have over on D-Live right now? Is it possible for you to check? I can't see it from my end.
Over 1,000.
Well, thank you, everybody over on D-Live. I do appreciate it. So this is both platforms all in one, so I believe everybody is featured here. Yeah, let the demons torture job. They have power over us. That's war is theater. All war is theater is what they just said. War is a form of eugenics, says Mark Edward Baldwin. Let's see here. I watched The Truman Show, episode 29. Is there a Truman Show? Russia will win the battle, says somebody named Igor. No bias there. Just kidding. Hello world, Shenjak. What's going on? Thank you so much. Lots of really great people in the audience. Thank you so much. And then just to show you the official, it says, U.S. claims that Russian submarines have lately been spending more time around American shores. NATO warships, in turn, have intensified their presence in the Black Sea following Crimea's 2014 reunification with Russia. I like how this is Sputnik. So, Dex, did you notice that? So this is a Sputnik, kind of a government-related website, right? What do you ever see a U.S. media call it the 2014 reunification?
No.
Isn't that funny? I just noticed that. That's like, we would have said annexation. They say reunification. I thought that was pretty funny, considering the source, right? It says, following Crimea's 2014 reunification with Russia, sometimes even violating the peninsula's maritime borders, Washington's allies have been showing increased interest in anti-submarine warfare training with U.S.-American Navy. Chief of U.S. Naval Operations Admiral Michael Gilday has shared. He added that these allies have predominantly sought ways of detecting Russian and Chinese submarines. It says, quote, "What I am seeing is a very high interest in not just talking about some of the more consequential missions that we have, let's say anti-submarine warfare against an advancing threat, not only from China, not only from Russia, but also from China." The top U.S. Navy officer stressed that these requests have a heavy focus on Russia and China and welcomed the fact that U.S. allies were concentrating their training on the countering of the two countries. Canada, Australia, Japan, Singapore, and India are among the countries that have requested ASW training this year alone from the U.S. Navy. In addition to this training, some countries have also ordered the P-8 Poseidon spy planes, which have the ability to detect submarines from Washington, Australia, India, South Korea, and NZ being among them. Admiral Gilday's comments come in the wake of an annual NATO ASW exercise, Dynamic Mongoose. That's really what they named it. It took place in the waters near Iceland, Norway, and the UK, which are traversed by Russian submarines on their way to the Atlantic Ocean. It says, quote, "Anti-submarine warfare is challenging by nature and requires much advanced training and coordination between sea and air units." Chief of the Norwegian Navy, Admiral Rune Andersen, commented on the issue in the recent interview with High North News. So basically, all of these different countries are all putting it out there. Now we've actually shown you at least 9 of these countries are putting a heavy focus on finding these. Again, with the P-8 Poseidons being ordered and everything else, it's pretty simple to see what their focus is. Haunted Doll says Haley's Comet was in 86. You aren't old enough to remember it, so it must be Hale Bob. Yes, whichever one came second. I remember when I was little, though. I remember seeing stories about Haley Haley's Comet.
Yeah, Halley's Comet was when I was a kid, and then you're right. The decade after was which was Hale Bob.
It was like 96, whatever.
Yeah, like 97, I think. Yeah.
I remember running into my mom and my grandpa, and I said, "Hey, I saw something," and they just giggled and laughed at me. I remember being super, super frustrated because they wouldn't believe me. It was like, just like talking to a wall. AJ Lincoln, I think even my mom passed away in 2016, but she finally, I said, I really saw it, and she finally started, she finally believed me later, but when I was a kid, she just thought I was being silly. Craig Simpson, whole building was to fall, part 2 was see a fix. Craig Simpson, interesting. Michelle Swearingen, thank you for subscribing. And Fireball, thank you for joining the Foogle family. If you do subscribe during the live show, you will get a shout out. If you do it on a replay, I will find you and I will shout you out later. Marcella Elacon, thank you again. Thank you. All right, going into it, let's get back to the news. Large blaze reportedly breaks out at a state-owned warehouse near Tehran. Now, this is why it is interesting here. We know that there's a lot of stuff going on in space and a lot of things going on with direct and a lot of stuff going on with energy. An explosion Monday at a state-owned warehouse outside that caused a major fire at the site, according to unconfirmed preliminary reports out of ran to the store. Footage uploaded to social media showed large billows of smoke above the factory. No additional details were immediately available regarding the source of the blast or the purpose of the warehouse, but the site is near factories of several major companies. Monday's incident was the latest in a series of mysterious blasts and malfunctions in ran to the store, many of which have been blamed on Israel. Last month, a massive fire broke out at the state-owned Tungunyan petrochemical company oil refinery, which serves Tehran. A blast was believed to have struck a pipeline of liquefied petroleum gas at the facility. No additional information was provided then either. So, secretive. They're being secretive about what it was, where it was, or I'm sorry, what it was, what they were doing there, what they made, and what exactly was housed. So, what do you think it was, Dex? I wonder if there's anything that corresponds. Maybe the Foogle fam could dig.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is this is being reported by an run paper, right? And that was the only papers that seemed to be covering this story, and that's obviously the major adversary to the I country. But it's always interesting too that when these things happen, it's rare that we hear even a plausible excuse for what it was. They just don't say anything. Like they don't want to admit that they were hit, or they don't want to admit that they had a problem, like an accident. So it's very interesting. Like, I don't know if they're holding back all these things and they're going to come out and say, hey, later, these 10 things happened to us, and that's why we're going to go, do something to someone else. Right. Or is it just a bunch of coincidences that, ships catch on fire, things sink, buildings start to burn, all sorts of weird stuff happens in that country.
And just to add this last little part here, numerous explosions have been reported over the past few years in complexes vital to their nuclear program and its energy and military sectors, most notably an alleged sabotage at the Natanz atomic plant last year. So, was this a sabotage, or was it natural? I don't think it was because of their 4th of July celebrations. Let's just say that. Anyways, again, that was pretty interesting there. Now, also, before we go here, we have a large explosion as mud volcano erupts in the Caspian Sea. A mud volcano has erupted near the oil platform off the coast of Azerbaijan. I know I said that wrong. Azerbaijan. Causing a large fireball which was visible across the region, officials and witnesses say. The incident happened at 9:30 p.m. local time on Sunday when a large explosion and fire were reported in the Caspian Sea south of Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan. Large flames were seen shooting into the sky. Local media initially reported that the explosion had taken place at an oil platform off of the coast. But this was quickly denied by the state oil company of Satire, which said no accidents had taken place. Rumors about a ship explosions were also denied. It says, quote, no accidents occurred on the oil platforms or ships. An official from seismological agency told the APA news agency, this is a sign of a mud volcano. There are many mud volcanoes in the Caspian Sea, one of which erupted. Wasn't this thing like right next to it? Was this the video that, Dex, did you see the video of the water boiling, the ocean boiling? And it was right next to an oil platform? Is that?
No, I think that was
separate,
platform.
Right?
Yeah, that was separate. That wasn't oil.
That was crazy by itself. And now we've got a second one, or is something going on with oil platforms?
This one, when you see the picture, I think it's in the next tab. That picture is like, it's huge.
Thank you, Jim.
If you look at that from a distance, that's a big, fire show.
Now, do we have? Is there? It doesn't look like there's pictures. Should I go to the original, or can you grab me a picture or a video?
I'll grab you one. I thought I had one loaded. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Let's see here. I can't. It will slow it down if I go to the original. Okay, and then before we forget, make sure to go check out NordVPN. We want the whole Foogle family to be safe online, especially since we're going to be starting our groups. Once our groups are open, I hope that everybody that can gets on a VPN. Virtual private network hides your IP address, and it hides your real address that's attached to that. But not only that, it can save you from being data logged. It can also save from identity theft, and it can save you in public. If you use public Wi-Fis, if your phone is set up to automatically grab Wi-Fis, then you should have this on your phone as well. That's the cool thing. You can have it on your phone, your computer, everything. You can also set yourself to be somewhere else in the world. So say you want to see Netflix's top 10 in France. You can actually put yourself in France and then see what movies are the top 10 in France. Pretty cool for geologically basically locked or regionally locked content. You can go on Hulu and put yourself in Africa and get a whole different slew of movies. It's pretty cool. But on top of that, as far as the safety factor and with all the hacks going on, I hope nobody in our Fugel family gets hacked and identity theft and everything else. It is quite horrible, and there's a lot of people doing it right now. So go to marfugelnews.com/VPN. What that does, that not only supports us, but it also gives you a huge discount. You get a giant discount through that link, and then we also get a credit. So they'll actually help us with a commission at the same time as giving you a discount. So I think it's a win-win for everybody, and it's making everybody safer, including if you have kids with tablets and things, you should put it on there as well. Tablets, phones, everything. Donovan Baker, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome. Miss Fook Nuts. I think I mispronounced that. Miss Fook Newts. I think, I don't think I'm pronouncing that right, but Miss Fook Newts, thank you so much for subscribing, and your screen name is absolutely stupendous. Can't wait to call you out all the time. AG Lincoln, thank you so much for subscribing. Michelle Swearingen, appreciate you as well. And, of course, Danny Dillinger. I love that name. I don't know if that's your real name, but that's cool. Psyop Summer.
In screener.
Oh, thank you so much. So I'm going to pop up a picture of this mud volcano that supposedly just happened off of here. Let's see. By the way, thank you, Anna B., for the PayPal during the show. I really appreciate that. I cannot say enough thank yous to the people that support Above and Beyond. If you do want to support that way, you can always write a message there, too. It doesn't look like you wrote a message. Let's see. Let's go to this. So where is this taken from, Dex? Is this?
Yeah, I don't have that's from the article. Let me see if it says the actual location. Looks like a ship, obviously. You can see a ship in the foreground.
You can see some sort of big...
It's viewed from... Actually, I'm sorry. It's an oil platform. So it's viewed from an oil platform out there.
Okay, that's just weird. So...
But if you saw that, you would think that was some sort of massive explosion, right?
Could this not be a mud volcano? I'm just asking because just like a week ago, we saw this other oil platform have the water. If you have not seen that video, it's from a helicopter, and the water is boiling like you would see in a pot, but it's the ocean, and it's bigger. It's like 4 times the size of the oil platform, and it's boiling like lava. I mean, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I didn't think it was real. I thought it was one of those end of the world movies. It just unbelievable footage. And then this, within sight of another oil platform, happens. What is going on? Is Earth having some issues here? Are we having some Earth burps or whatever? I don't know. And then 1 million firms hit by the biggest ever cyber attack as Russian hackers, supposedly, demand $70 million ransom in Bitcoin. Russian hackers, I hate saying that. Again, unless they actually directly claimed it, I don't know. The hackers Re-Evil, so I guess they know because it is the group, have demanded a $70 million ransom in Bitcoin for a decryption key after a cyber attack that targeted 1,000 firms. One thing I don't get is, like, why would they give if they get the $70 million, why would they give the decryption key? I don't get that. It says the breach, which is the largest ransomware attack on record, has hit the IT systems of 1 million companies across the globe by breaching the systems of U.S.-based software firm Kaseya. Dex, this is another one.
Yeah. So the decryption key and the way that works, just so everybody knows, is when these ransomware attacks happen, they actually grab all this data or all this information and they basically encrypt it and lock it, and they have a special key that can only unlock it. So basically you lose everything. Everything's sort of frozen and you can't get access to it. And the key to get to it is the decryption key. So they're saying, hey, give us 70 million and we'll publicly put the key out there so that anyone who's affected with this version that we just did will be taken care of. They can take that key and they can get back to their business, right? I also heard that they lowered it to 50 million. Maybe they're bargaining now, but yeah, this is a big deal, and it's obviously it seems to be well planned for, to time itself with the 4th of July event. But then the other thing was even I think it was just today, the current administration, JB, was sort of backpedaling on whether or not he thought it was Russia, even though this is coming from a known group, and the group published this on their known blog where they actually published these things before. So I don't know if he's just mincing words or doesn't know what he's, he was at an ice cream store having trouble paying for his ice cream or figuring out what he was doing. So, but anyway, that's in another story. That's in
that's
the
at
web-only content.
marfooglenews.com.
But just
Go
for him to
check it out.
backpedal on the whole Russia story is kind of interesting too, as it relates to this.
But Gone Girl 777 says the fire in the ocean was weird looking. Thank you. Yes, it was more than weird. I thought it was digital. The video that Dex is talking about, you got to go see that. I mean, you got to go over. This is a great point, as great as any other. Marfooglenews.com has all of the too hot for TV news. More people are going to the website now. There are people that have never even seen my show that are visiting that website for that page. For every show page, not only is everything that we show you here on the show there, but there's also web-only content that has links to all the stories you need to know. And I'm talking about all the stories, like the really crazy stuff that you go, why doesn't Marf cover this? Well, I don't cover it because then we wouldn't have any reach at all. We would just disappear quietly into the night. What was that? That was weird. Is it because I said into the night? Why does it do that every time I say into the night? Weird. Sippy Moons, thank you. I'm sorry you're having problems over there on DLive, but thank you for being number 2 on top contributors tonight. Susie P, thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting Independent. And then Kelly2334, thank you, and thank you. Thank you for the people that have been here since I started, that have seen the evolution of my channel, that have seen the evolution of myself. Thank you so much for supporting. Gone Girl 777, thank you for the diamond. Says, enjoy the things God made. Thank you, and thank you. I enjoy all of you, you guys God made. It was probably the CIA, and Russia is just the patsy. Truth Seeker 57. That was a good one. The truth is out there. It is all sketchy. God reveals all truth, and we will be floored when we find out whose hands are in the cookie jar. Let's see here. And then we have the mud volcano. That's just absolutely nuts. And then we have... Hold on. Okay, so Dex, I want to apologize. We did have a picture of it.
Yeah, I knew. It's okay. And by the way, there's another article we need to hit too that we may have accidentally skipped about China. It's pretty important, I think.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah, so
I'll get to that.
Make sure we get that one.
Yes. Nightmare scenario. Alarm as advertisers seek to plug into our dreams. This is really creepy. It says, when brewing giant Coors launched a new advertising campaign earlier this year, the format came as a surprise to many. The company was planning to infiltrate people's dreams to get them to buy and presumably drink Coors beer. Coors encouraged people to watch a short online video before bed, then play an 8-hour soundscape through the night. If successful, this targeted dream incubation would trigger refreshing dreams of Coors, according to the company. It's unclear how many people took part in the dream manipulation. The top Google search result for Coors Dreams is currently the song Dreams, performed by the Irish pop rock band The Coors. But experts warn that the Coors campaign is not just a gimmick. It may have opened a door to a troubling future. It says, quote, they're trying to push an addictive drug on people who are naive to what's being done to them. I don't know if it can get much worse than that, says Bob Stickgold, a cognitive neuroscientist and professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School. It says, which he believed the Coors efforts could be potentially replicated by other companies. So anything from cigarettes to vapes, whatever. It says anything you could imagine an advertising campaign for at all could arguably be enhanced by weaponizing sleep, Stickgold said. So think about this, presidential campaigns done in your sleep. Stickgold was one of the co-authors of a recent open letter which sounded the alarm over companies using targeted dream incubation in June. The letter was signed by 35 sleep and dream researchers around the world. TDI advertising is not just some fun gimmick, but a slippery slope with real consequences, the letter warned. The potential for misuse of those technologies is as ominous as it is obvious. That is creepy. Dex, I personally wouldn't want anything going in my sleep that says, buy cores.
Right. Well, we don't know exactly how they were manipulating this, and this was obviously people were opting in. Like if you're downloading a soundscape to listen to it at night, and it's brought to you by cores, and you're watching a video before that they wanted you to watch, and you're gonna actually do that stuff, well, you're sort of asking for it, right? Or at least you ought to know what you're getting yourself into. But here's the thing we ought to be thinking about. If these new technologies that we've seen talk about monitoring and measuring your sleep, and I'm talking specifically about things like Alexa, whatever the other platforms that are out there that they have where these home automation things help you, if they're already doing things to track your sleep, they're already doing things to try to know when you're sleeping. Well, if they find a way to put information into your head auditorily while you're sleeping, and they know you're asleep, could they do it, and would they do it? Right? And then that's going against your consent, or at least you don't necessarily know that that's happening. Imagine if Alexa starts, messing with your subconscious while you're sleeping, or messing with your dreams while you're sleeping, right?
Press the like button. Press the like button now. Yeah, no, I have no idea what you mean. Yeah, I get you. Well, and Alexa could just, it would know exactly when you're sleeping, because now it can detect when nearby humans are sleeping, and they're adding like radars and stuff to these different devices like Alexa and the Google Home. In the future, they could just wait until you're sleeping and then say, comment down below. Dex, I cannot believe that was perfect timing, Dex. That was great. I didn't even know you had
like that.
I didn't even know you had that sound. That was good.
I was scrambling to find it.
Wait, do it one more time. Into the night. Okay, we're done. China prepares to move into Afghanistan following America's departure with the Belt and Road program. Are you serious? So we're pulling out and they're putting it in. This is disgusting. China prepares to move into Afghanistan as American troops skulk out of Bagram, which would see its Belt and Road program extend to the country in a $62 billion deal. As American troops left their main military base in Afghanistan on Friday, marking a symbolic end to the longest conflict in U.S. history. It wasn't. It's just a... China is now preparing to enter the war-torn country to essentially fill the vacuum left by the U.S. and NATO troops. Authorities in Kabul are considering extending a $62 billion China-Pakistan economic corridor as part of a China's Belt and Road initiative. What the hell is this, Dex? Why would they want to go in? Are they trying to go, hey, those guys sucked, but we're cool?
Well, who knows? The Soviet Union was there before us, and they had their time and didn't get anything done. And then we come in after they pulled out and made a vacuum, and we took that vacuum over for a long time. And we haven't got. I guess we got a lot done.
Okay,
I don't want to say we didn't do anything.
Isn't it kind of a lot? Isn't it kind of odd?
But now we're leaving, right?
We have a president that is questionably the people have thought, oh, maybe he's got the interests of somebody else in there. He pulls out, and then China conveniently moves in. What do people think that we were in there in the first place for? Oh, oil and all that. So are we like, oh, here you go, there you go, there you can have because why were we really there for 20 years? Do you think it was because we're trying to stabilize and make everybody happy? I would like to hear. Let's
not forget all the substances that come out of that country.
Oh, all the drugs and everything else. Well,
yeah.
Those would be better suited. And you know what's so funny is China wouldn't want that stuff coming to them, but they would totally go in, take it over, and get all those illegal drug programs going to feed to us. Because there's just so much. I mean, like, we have 3-letter agencies that literally help the drug trade. Not even help, run it. So, pretty crazy stuff. Do your research, you'll see. Aimed to be completed by 2049, China has been offering huge loans to countries in order to support them in creating better infrastructure, including the building of new highways, railways, and energy pipelines between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Oh, look at that. They're just so cute. Winnie the Pooh and Mr. Doobie-Doo. All right, well,
doesn't this seem also, I mean, we've seen how China has just been on the move to expand globally, right? To get out of just their own country, whether they've gone after ports, they've invested heavily throughout Africa and other places in ports, giving them big loans that they know they'll never pay back so that they can then turn around and probably own it or take control of it, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing here, right? So those are going to be, you know, we're pulling out, and all of a sudden it's going to be another new large territory for China. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to deal with the strife that goes on in that country. So 2 other world superpowers have not really, you know, been able to tame it. We've tamed it fairly well, but, you know, it doesn't seem it's sustainable.
Now, again, I think we'll be covering this in the near future, and we're gonna have news stories of China in Afghanistan. It's just weird. Make sure to go over to Marfoogle News Official at Marfoogle. All you have to do is type in at Marfoogle and follow me over on Twitter. There is going to be some cool stuff over on Twitter very soon, so I hope that everybody goes over there. We're up to about 25,000 followers, and 7,000 got taken out in a single week. So if you guys make sure to go over and check if you are still following, because I guarantee you somehow it got unfollowed or something. I don't know how it works over there. And then remember, if you are not getting notifications, I think there was a couple people that said that they didn't get notifications. Lisa Marie S., make sure to go get ours. You can actually go get ours at marfooglenews.com. We actually do our own push notifications. So I'll put that up on screen now so everybody can remember this. If you're new here, I not only appreciate you, but I just have to say welcome, and I hope everybody welcomed you. If I hope that when you came in the chat that, you know, it felt like a positive place. We try to push each other up. We don't put anybody down in the chat. Again, that even people we hate, as far as, you know, you can have an opinion about a politician, but when it gets into like gross territory, then we cut that out. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Dex, thank you so much for your help today. Can you explain the web-only content?
Absolutely, Adam. So everything over on marfooglenews.com. If you just go there, click on the thumbnail, like Adam said, scroll down, you'll see this section called web-only content. And that's where we have everything else we couldn't talk about, whether they're too hot for TV or maybe we didn't have enough time for it or just some follow-up things. It's there. So we've got the bean counters are continuing to go, and information going off there. Earlier, I mentioned JB, the administration was at an ice cream shop. Interesting video on how he handled the whole Russia thing there. Go take a look. There's quite a bit of information, web-only content. Click on the thumbnail, scroll down. You will find it on marfooglenews.com.
Thank you again. And another thing, the current prez actually said at the press conference like a couple weeks ago, he's like, oh, I have to get the list of the people that I'm approved to talk to. It's like he's confirmed everything we've thought. Like there's I don't know how people would say, okay, we need somebody who is literally I've never seen such an obvious case of puppet. I mean, like, literally can't do. It's not the own person. He's, you know. By the way, this is, well, let's just not visualize. Anyways, thank you everybody that was here over on D Live. Amazing people. Gone Girl 777. Thank you so much. Just took #1 spot, tied with Kelly 2334. Thank you so much. Zippy Moons. Thank you for popping in with Ninja Guineas, Gone Girl 777, Ski Ball, Susie P, Mary Ann Be Kind. I apologize. I must have missed a couple diamonds there. Patty Poo, Lisa K23. Thank you. I really do appreciate you being here every show. Ms. Jammer1 and Jammer1. By the way, Jammer, you guys shouldn't even be on that list, and I really appreciate all the work you do. And by the way, Jammer, when I go to tweet the official notification, you are getting the website notification, and you're putting it out faster than I could put mine out. So thank you. I do notice that kind of stuff. Thank you. When I go post it, I see the same one right below because you've posted it. Like, great job, Jammer. Thank you. You are kicking butt and taking names. Lisa K23, thank you. And again, Gone Girl 777. Thank you for being number one tonight over on DLive. On YouTube, I definitely believe number one will be a solid Anna Lily's mom. Thank you. Now it is time for the shoutro. It's not an outro. It's not a shout out. It's a shoutro. Dex, can you do that sound effect? It's a shoutro. Okay, let's try it one more time, but don't do the
Yeah, wrong button. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the big fingers. It's a shoutro. Now, okay, I turn the volume down. Do it one more time. It's a shout. It's a shoutro. I think you muted. It's okay. We'll see you later. Have a good night. Be safe. Be prepared. And Marf out. For anybody that's new, this confusing time is where I say all of your names because you are the credits. Without you, there would be no channel. Thank you very much. And the rest, y'all. I drop it back down and I got the tall. I throw it in like KJ exclusive. I bring it back down. I bring it back down. Everybody knows about it on the carton. You diva and Leah Martin. I've been with the fish and the marlin. Marcella, Ella Coin. Pradeep Das and the bond. Cindy Smith is the bond. King of Schaefer, I bring it down, hey, and then we taper. Gina W and Melissa, Angela and the LJ, down, 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 down. It's the greatest if they're not having a leader that I have ever experienced. Flawless in the USA, I'm Mercer one and what do we say? Planet X of Watchers, NATO 19 gotcha. Kenny Carter, Carrie Ray, Chance Paladin, and what do I say? A genie of Chandler, I say. The genie of Channel Line, then I'm bound in the ass or mess, y'all. I got rap sugar now in the Miss Jammer wine. Lots in earth and require R. Mighty taught in the E sheet. We have some new names here. People, thank you for coming here. You're not new, but Weebison, thank you so much. Man, I saw some really good ones. Amy for Truth, thank you so much for being here again tonight. Rizar, Island by the Sea, that Chowky gal. Jim Ceseda Gonzalez, hey, welcome. Whitetail 7, what is going on? Old school Foogles. We've got Paulie Medina. We've got Charlie64, Jenny X, The Truth is Out There. Rodney Cambio. Gunga Chip 7 on dial. Oh, oh. Gunga Chip 7 on dial. 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 All right, let's make a fresh one. Fresh one for Gone Girl 777. Wait a second. Right? No, let's make a fresh one. All right, give me 2 words. 2 words in the chat.